Hey guys, so in today's video, I wanted to talk to you about my experience up in the sleep center yesterday. So I kind of felt like I was a little bit thrown to the wolves. Um, so for those of you who don't know, I have been working as a sleep tech. I'm non-certified currently. I have not gone through A-step training or anything. Yesterday made exactly 1 month since I transitioned from working full-time in the clinic as a medical assistant to working part-time clinic, part-time sleep center um, as a sleep tech. And like I said, I am in training. So anyways, I have one more day of working part-time in the clinic and part-time in the sleep center, and then I will be full-time in the sleep center and on call basically as needed in the clinic as a medical assistant. However, yesterday I was pulling charts for Monday. Today is Friday, just for some context. I was pulling charts for Monday. I was running device compliance checks, which, if you guys are interested in like my routine working in the sleep center on day shift and kind of the differences between the day shift tech role and the night shift tech role, I will be switching to working night shift with a couple of day shifts mixed in starting after this month. So I can give you guys some more context then, but I can also go over like day shift and what we have to do to prepare charts for the sleep doctors and things like that. If you guys are interested, just let me know. So anyways, I was pulling compliance reports or running compliance reports, I guess, and downloading them so that I could scan them into patients' charts for the people that were scheduled to be seen on Monday. And I noticed a couple of things about a particular patient's device settings. So, like, she was running 95% of the time, she was running very close to her maximum setting. And so I was just curious and decided to ask my supervisor, who is also a registered polysomnography technician or technologist. I decided to ask him, like, is this something that I should make the doctor aware of? Is this something I should highlight or, just go over and talk to them about on Monday just to make sure that they're aware? And so he was asking me these questions that I literally had like no idea what the answer would be. And I felt very stupid. Like, I know that he was doing it from a good place and like a place where he was trying to make me think of things like as if I was a certified tech who, knew what the heck I was doing. But like I asked him out of a place of literal confusion because I just wanted to make sure that if this is information that the provider needed to be made aware of so that maybe they could switch up the settings or have us switch up the settings for them, or, maybe talk about doing a titration study to see if maybe a bi-level or an ASV would work better for them. I just wanted to make sure that I was doing the right thing for this patient. And so like when my supervisor was asking me all these questions, it was really like very confusing to me because he was asking me, well, what would the options be? And I'm thinking, like, I have no idea other than maybe do a titration study, maybe up the maximum settings. And I felt really dumb because I was trying to think of like what a possible good answer would be. And I wasn't really coming up with things that I felt he thought were accurate or adequate moves to make for the patient. And like I literally only asked this question out of pure curiosity and wanting to do my job well, because I want to make sure that the sleep doctors are happy with the job that I'm doing. And being in the sleep center for a month now, I want to make sure that I'm making the right amount of progress. And so like he was asking me about what the treatment options would be, and then like I had named off the two that I mentioned. And then he said, so what would our third option be? And I'm sitting here trying to rack my brain, thinking of possibilities and maybe different options that I hadn't really considered. And I never would have guessed what his third option was, because his third option was to do absolutely nothing. And I never would have thought of that as an option, like to do absolutely nothing. Like I had brought up, maybe talk to the patient and see if there's an issue with the higher pressures, because sometimes when you get into the higher pressure settings, people can't handle those pressures. So basically, I went through and I highlighted how close she was to her maximum 95% of the time, because she was only like 0.3 off from her maximum 95% of the time. And so, like, I highlighted those for the provider to see on Monday in case they wanted to do something about it. But, like, I had brought up, like I said, a titration, adjusting the settings, talking to the patient. I never would have thought that an option would be to do absolutely nothing, but I guess like that was kind of why I was asking these questions, because I don't really know everything. Obviously, I have not gone through training yet. I know how to do certain things, but I'm very limited on other things, obviously. I have yet to actually do a nighttime study. I have done umpteen, set up people for umpteen home sleep tests, but obviously that's very different because you're not doing all of the lead hookups and all of that stuff. Like, I have a lot that I still need to learn. And like I said, I have not gone through any training. So I was proud of myself for kind of keeping my composure, but at the same time, I felt very dumb. And I was kind of beating myself up for it yesterday afternoon. And I just kind of last night, I had to remind myself that, hey, like, you did your best. And even though you weren't really aware of what the right answer would be, maybe, not that there necessarily is a right or wrong answer with that, because it's going to depend on, having a conversation with the patient, collaborating between the patient and the provider so that they can talk and maybe figure out what would work best for that patient. Like this person's AHI, which is an apnea hypopnea index, was great. So it was normal, which is where we want it to be. So maybe we don't do anything, and maybe I just have to learn that not everything needs action. I don't know. But I need to remember to try not to beat myself up for maybe not having the right answer, because like I said, I haven't gone through this training yet, and I'm still a baby sleep tech, basically. Because like I said, I'm non-certified, haven't gone through any training other than just training in the office on day shift. And like, we haven't done any daytime studies the whole time that I've been up there so far. So I don't really know. I've done an actigraphy study. I haven't really been there when they've done the overnight oximetry testing, just because that gets sent home with the patient, and our sleep lab doesn't actually do those ourselves. Like, we have our DME company that comes in every week. They provide our patients with those oximetry devices, and then all of the results and things go through them. So like, I didn't get to witness anything about that because that was done on a day when I wasn't there. We have respiratory therapy give the patients instruction on the device if our DME people are not actually in the building on the day that it gets ordered. So it wouldn't really be my job to do anyway. But like, I've done the home tests. I did an instruction just yesterday on a home sleep test, and it's definitely, I'm making progress, and I feel like I'm becoming more and more comfortable with the day shift things, but I feel like I might feel even more dumb when I switch to night shift finally, because obviously that's a whole nother ball game, and there's a lot more to learn on night shift as well. So I'm getting a grasp on the day shift stuff, and hopefully I can make good progress on night shift too. But anyways, I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update. I am excited and happy with my new job. I feel like I'm actually a provider of some sort, because they look at us as like we are actual like technologists who are doing testing, obviously. I am in a way, but also not in a way, because like, I'm doing certain things, but I'm just kind of setting them up with a device that tests them at home right now. So I'm excited to see what the changes are when I finally do switch to night shift, and I plan to bring you guys along with me for as much of it as I can and just kind of give you guys the information at the very least. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys again soon.